Today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments in a case involving a funeral home company that's been doing business in Detroit for 10 years.
Harris Funeral Homes versus the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the first case to address transgendered people's rights. Jason Colthorpe here to break down the case for us. Jason.
Yeah, it involves Amy Stevens, who was hired in 2007 as a man. She transitioned to a woman in 2013 and notified her boss she would be dressing as a woman going forward. Well, the funeral home fired her for violating the company's sex-specific dress code. The owners believe she could no longer effectively deal with grieving families as a funeral director.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want now?
Transgender supporters marching at the U.S. Supreme Court today as the justices heard the case of a funeral director fired from the Detroit-based Harris Funeral Homes after she transitioned to a woman. The owner says he didn't break any laws.
The ACLU is trying to use my grandfather's family business as a pawn to achieve a larger political goal that it has been unable to achieve in Congress, where this issue belongs.
What happened to me was wrong, and hopefully we can fix that and correct it from this point on.
But the funeral home's attorney argued that correcting it is the ACLU wanting to change existing sex discrimination laws that the company did not violate.
If you accept the ACLU's argument that it is always stereotyping to assume that a man who identifies as a woman must be treated as a woman, then again, every sex-specific policy that we have in our culture is gone. No sex-specific restrooms, no showers, no overnight accommodations, no sports teams. They all have to go.
When Amy Stevens was fired because of who she is, and not because of her performance at work, she was denied what Congress sought to give.
You do have a good eye. That was Laverne Cox. I meant to mention that early on, supporting Ms. Stevens there on hand from Orange is the New Black. Mr. Cole, by the way, further responded to questions about social upheaval by saying he doesn't expect any upheaval. Several transgender people were in the courtroom and, in his words, saying using the bathrooms to which they identify with, etc., and the sky did not fall. The justice's decision will be released next June, by the way.
This is a huge decision, and I need to correct something. I made a mistake. This funeral home has been around for 110 years. Not 10 years. I do apologize for that.
1910. Oh, yeah.
That's huge. Any indication which way this may go?
You never know, but in listening to the lawyers break it down, the lawyer for the funeral home said the justices did recognize there are certain situations that require treating men and women differently. And there was also justices who showed concern that they should wait for Congress to fix the law or make the law before they rule on a law that doesn't.
What law are we trying to interpret?
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
So we'll see. That could a little indication there.
Yeah. All right.